Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Happy MLM Monday, the day where you watch all of your favorite multi-level marketing creators, which is why I hope that you are all here tonight. Tonight, I have a very, very special presentation for you. So without further ado, I say that we just get into it. Hello, Sam. Good to see you. Glad that you could make it. I realize I'm late tonight. I apologize. It is March break this week, and I had a crazy, crazy day, but I am here, and I am ready to go, and maybe everyone's sleeping, who knows, but I hope that all of you are ready to talk about Trunori, the new wellness MLM pulling recruits from Scentsy. So without further ado, I think that we should just get right into it. Scentsy consultants began quietly slipping out of the fragrance MLM in late 2025. The anti-MLM community noticed. Scentsy had been struggling, declining sales, compensation plan changes, layoffs, and a shrinking consultant base. But this time, something different was happening. Consultants weren't just quitting, they were migrating somewhere new. The name circulating in private messages and Facebook groups was Trunori. At first glance, Trunori looked like another wellness startup with glossy branding and vague promises. But as more Scentsy consultants began promoting it, the question became unavoidable. Who is behind Trunori? And why are so many people leaving a collapsing fragrance MLM to join a brand new supplement-based one? The answer reveals a familiar pattern. A Utah husband and wife MLM leadership team, a Mississippi Shell LLC, marketplace global lineage, and a recruitment strategy built on emotional branding and ethical MLM rhetoric. Let's take a deeper look at Trunori, the new wellness MLM pulling recruits from Scentsy. The earliest signs of Trunori's existence didn't come from the company itself. They came from Scentsy consultants leaving en masse. By late 2025, Scentsy consultants were quietly slipping out of the fragrance MLM after years of declining sales, shrinking commissions, restructuring, and widespread burnout. Many were looking for a new home, and Trunori seemed to provide that. At first, it appeared to just be another wellness startup, but the migration pattern was too consistent to ignore. The timing of Trunori's emergence is not accidental. Scentsy's decline created a perfect recruitment pool. Thousands of consultants who were already trained in direct sales, already accustomed to team structures, and already looking for a new opportunity. Trunori positioned itself as everything Scentsy no longer felt like. Fresh, modern, supportive, and full of possibility. The company was pulling people in, and it was a company that didn't want you to know who founded it. On Trunori's website, there is no About Us section until you scroll down to a section that says Meet the Founders Welcome Message, which I honestly missed the first time that I was on the website. When you click on it, you get Welcome from the Founders, Chris and Danielle Collins. Now remember, it just mentions Chris and Danielle Collins here, and it states, we want to begin by saying thank you, not just for enrolling, but for being here at the very beginning. Choosing to step into something early takes vision, trust, and courage, and we don't take that lightly. Trunori has been a dream of ours for over 8 years, long before it had a name. We talked about building something different, a company rooted in integrity, science-backed innovation, and people-first leadership. To see that dream finally come to life and to have you be a part of it means more to us than we can fully express. You are now part of something that has been thoughtfully shaped, tested, and prepared for this moment. We also want you to know that we are not building Trunori alone. Surrounding us is an exceptional team. Industry-leading technologists, software and AI developers, scientific experts, and corporate mentors with over 40 years of experience across multiple disciplines. This depth of expertise brings accountability, structure, and confidence to everything we're creating. Trunori is being built with the right people, the right systems, and a long-term vision in mind. Family is at the center of everything we do. We're building Trunori alongside raising our children, and that reality shapes every decision we make. We believe businesses should support families, not compete with them. Success should be sustainable, ethical, and aligned with the life you're building. Our promise to you. We promise to lead with transparency, clarity, and consistency. You will always understand the why behind our decisions. We will never prioritize hype over honesty or speed over sustainability. Our commitment is to build Trunori the right way, even when it takes more time and intention. Our promise to our customers. To our customers, we promise products developed with care, science-backed guidance, and standards we are proud to stand behind. We believe trust is earned. That means responsible formulation, thoughtful sourcing, and clear education, never shortcuts or exaggerated claims. Our promise to our business builders. To those building with us, we promise fair opportunity, supportive leadership, and systems designed for real life. You are not expected to have everything figured out on day one. Growth here is meant to be learned, earned, and aligned, not rushed or forced. This business should enhance your life, not consume it. Our vision is to raise the standard in this industry, to create a company where innovation meets integrity, where science and leadership work together, and where success is sustainable, ethical, and people-centered. Our core values. At the foundation of Trunori, our values we live by. Servant leadership, leading with humility and responsibility. Integrity, doing the right thing, even when it's harder or slower. Community first, people matter more than positions or titles. Fair opportunity, systems designed for long-term, sustainable growth. Excellence through science, quality, research, and intention in everything we create. Thank you for being here early. Being early matters. Early builders help shape culture, set standards, and define the future. Your belief, your patience, and your willingness to grow with us mean more than you know. We are honored by your trust and excited to build this together. Welcome to Trunori. We're grateful you're here. Chris and Danielle Collins. So you would think that these two are the only owners and operators of this company. However, Mississippi's business registry fills in the blanks. Trunori Scientific LLC was formed on November 13, 2025. The listed members are Danielle Collins of West Point, Utah, Christopher "Chris" Collins, also of Utah, her husband, and Donald O. King III of Corinth, Mississippi, who serves as the registered agent. This is the only official record of who owns the company, and it reveals a structure that is extremely common in MLM launches. Utah leadership paired with a Mississippi registration, a state known for minimal disclosure requirements and low visibility corporate filings. The real story, however, lives on social media. Danielle Collins is the public face of Trunori. In December 2025, she published a long emotional post describing how she and her husband Chris built the company together. She wrote about designing the products, writing the policies and procedures, shaping the culture, and creating a compensation plan that she framed as service-based rather than hype-driven. Her tone was reflective, intentional, and deeply personal, the kind of language founders use when they want to position their company as a mission rather than a business. She also hosted public Zoom calls, invited recruits to learn about the products, and spoke only about our company and our vision. Her posts made it clear that she is not a distributor. She is the architect of Trunori's identity. Christopher "Chris" Collins, meanwhile, is the strategist. His Facebook posts reveal decades of MLM field experience, the kind of insider knowledge that comes from building teams, studying compensation plans, and watching the industry shift over time. In a March 1st post, he celebrated Trunori's first month by announcing that the company had paid nearly $500,000 in commissions in just 11 days of customer activity. He framed it as proof of momentum, integrity, and impact, and emphasized that the company was still in pre-launch. This is classic MLM momentum messaging, designed to attract leaders from other companies by implying explosive early success. Together, Danielle and Chris form the classic married MLM founder duo. She handles branding, culture, and emotional narrative. He handles field strategy, recruitment psychology, and compensation dynamics. Their partnership mirrors the structure of other Utah-based MLMs, from Young Living in doTERRA to Q Science's Modere and MPG. Danielle and Chris did not arrive in the network marketing world as newcomers. They entered the industry long before Trunori existed, and their own public statements show that they built their careers inside the MLM ecosystem rather than outside of it. The clearest and most verifiable chapter in their history is their involvement with MPG, Marketplace Global, a wellness-focused MLM selling pH balancing supplements, fulvic acid blends, detox formulas, and alkaline-themed health products. MPG operates using a binary compensation structure and a recruitment-driven model that rewards team growth as much as product sales, placing it firmly within the traditional wellness MLM landscape. The couple's connection to MPG is not inferred. It is directly confirmed by Danielle herself. In a Facebook post dated November 24th, 2025, she announced that she and Chris had officially resigned from MPG to build their own network marketing company. The post reads as a formal transition point in their careers. She thanks every company we've been a part of, acknowledges the lessons and losses that shaped them, and frames the move as the culmination of years of preparation. Her language makes it clear that both she and Chris were deeply embedded in the MLM world, working together as a married leadership team, and that their decision to launch Trunori was not a departure from MLM culture, but a continuation of it. Understanding this context reframes Trunori's origin story. Publicly, Trunori is presented as something bold, new, and purpose-driven, but Danielle's and Chris's own words reveal a different reality. Trunori emerges directly from their experience inside MPG and the broader MLM industry. Their resignation from MPG to build our own network marketing company shows that Trunori was conceived as an MLM from the beginning, not as an innovation, not as a reinvention, but as the next step in a familiar MLM founder pipeline. Rather than breaking from the industry, the couple simply moved from participating in an existing wellness MLM to creating one of their own, carrying forward the same structures, strategies, and cultural patterns they had already been working within for years. While Danielle and Chris Collins serve as the public-facing architects of Trunori's culture and recruitment engine, the company's third founder, Donald O. King III, plays a very different role and carries a very different history. King is the Mississippi-based member listed on Trunori Scientific LLC's formation documents, and his presence explains why a Utah-run MLM chose to register in a state with minimal disclosure requirements and a reputation for corporate opacity. But King is not simply a passive registered agent. He has been involved in litigation that raises questions about his business practices and the kind of corporate environment Trunori is being built upon. In Epic Medical LLC versus Advanced Respiratory Solutions Inc., Donald O. King III and Dusty D. Kyle, a 2021 Mississippi Court of Appeals case, King was named as a defendant in a dispute involving business dealings connected to medical equipment and services. The case appears in the Mississippi Appellate Record and is publicly accessible through legal databases. The lawsuit centered on allegations involving contractual disputes and financial obligations between the parties. While this decision does not accuse King of criminal wrongdoing, the fact that he was named a defendant in a civil dispute involving business conduct is significant, especially when evaluating the leadership of a new MLM that is already positioning itself as an integrity-based alternative to the industry's reputation. King's involvement in this case matters for several reasons. First, it establishes that he has a history of being entangled in business litigation, something that should always raise caution when evaluating the leadership of a company that will be handling consumer money, distributor commissions, and large volumes of product transactions. Second, it highlights the structural reality of Trunori's formation. Danielle and Chris Collins are based in Utah, the epicenter of MLM culture, but they chose to register their company in Mississippi, a state where King is located and where corporate filings require far less transparency. Mississippi's business environment allows LLCs to list minimal information, making it harder for consumers, regulators, and journalists to trace ownership, financial responsibility, or corporate accountability. Third, King's presence on the LLC suggests that he is more than a paperwork placeholder. His inclusion as a member, not merely a registered agent, indicates he has an ownership stake or operational role in Trunori. That means the company's foundation is not just built on the Collins' MLM experience and emotional branding, but also on the business history of a man who has previously been involved in litigation over contractual and financial disputes. In an industry already plagued by instability, lawsuits, and opaque leadership structures, the presence of a founder with a documented civil case in his background is not a trivial detail. It adds another layer of risk to a company that is already operating without public financial disclosures, without transparent leadership bios, and without third-party verification of its products or business practices. Trunori markets itself as a company built on integrity, transparency, and doing things the right way. But the inclusion of Donald O. King III and his history in Mississippi's court system complicates that narrative. It raises questions about why the company chose Mississippi as its legal home, what role King plays behind the scenes, and whether the company's leadership structure is as clean and values-driven as the branding suggests. This is also the only verifiable public record connected to King, and that fact alone raises questions. The lack of additional public records on King does not mean he has a clean or troubled history. It means he has a hidden one. There are no interviews, no business profiles, no public statements, no LinkedIn presence, and no corporate bios. For a founding member of a company claiming to be built on integrity and transparency, that absence is striking. In a legitimate wellness company, founders are visible, accountable, and transparent. In Trunori, 1/3 of the ownership is a man whose only documented business footprint is a civil lawsuit involving financial disputes, and whose current role remains entirely undisclosed. That silence speaks louder than any branding slogan. Trunori presents itself as a modern wellness company built on integrity, science, and community. But when you strip away the branding, the emotional storytelling, and the aesthetic polish, what emerges is a familiar MLM structure, selling unregulated supplements with big promises, vague science, and a recruitment engine powered by emotional vulnerability. Understanding what Trunori actually is requires looking at 3 layers: the products, the psychology, and the safety. So let's do that together now. You guys still with me? I still got you. Hello, Cool Cat. Good to see you. Glad that you could make it. So, looking at Trunori's amazing website, we'll just bring it up here. We'll do a little speech. Like all supplement companies operating under U.S. law, Trunori includes the required disclaimer that its products are not evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA, and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. That legal language is a shield, not a scientific endorsement. It means the products go to market without pre-approval, without safety testing, and without proof of effectiveness. There's a feel it fast promise that is especially telling. In the supplement world, that usually means stimulants, nootropics, or blends designed to create a noticeable sensation, energy, tingling, appetite suppression, or even mood elevation. These effects can be appealing, but they can also mask risks, especially for people with heart conditions, anxiety disorders, or those taking prescription medications. Without full ingredient transparency, consumers are being asked to trust the brand rather than the data. And in an industry where proprietary blends often hides exact dosages, trust is not a safety mechanism. So I want to take a quick view of Trunori's website to see what they are showing us about the products and whether they provide publicly available third-party testing, transparent ingredient breakdowns, and of course, clinical data, which is one of my favorites. And the first thing you're going to notice is that it's a pretty standard website. I've already shown it to you a few times here. And we come down here, and we are met with a lot about their vision and why you should pick them. And then there's this area right here that says science-backed products. Every product is developed in partnership with world-class laboratories, ensuring quality and efficiency. And then we click it, all right? And this is all we're given, all right? I'm going to show you every bit of information they give us about the science, because they're all like, we do science. And I'm all like, where's the science? You know how we do here. So this here says science-backed products. At our core, we are a science-driven company. Every product we bring to life is built on research, data, and evidence, not trends, hype, or shortcuts. We refuse to guess when it comes to your health, your results, or your trust. That's why we have locked arms with one of the most respected scientific teams in the industry. Leaders who bring decades of real-world research, clinical formulation experience, and academic excellence to every product we create. And it says, our formulation team includes PhD level scientists with backgrounds from, are you ready for this? Harvard University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and Wayne State University. These are not influencers. They are not white label formulators. They are industry veterans who have spent their career studying human performance, metabolic function, and biological optimization. I'm sure you're wondering, well, who are these wonderful PhD level scientists, right? And, so am I. Together, we obsess over ingredient integrity, clinical dosing, bioavailability, real-world effectiveness, and long-term sustainability for the body. No filler, no fluff, no empty promises, but it seems to be a whole lot of trust me, bro. We don't release products just to sell something. Could have fooled me. We release products when the science proves they're ready. So again, where's the science? And then it just has this quote here that says, because when it comes to your health, good enough is never enough, and credibility is built molecule by molecule. And again, that's all it says in this entire thing. I cannot click on anything. There's no links. There's no names. Just a promise of PhD level scientists with backgrounds from Harvard and everywhere else. Why do I always got to pick Harvard, And that's pretty much all it says about the science. Greetings, Joe. No, we're talking about math. Yes, Joe, math. This part is about the team. So we might look at that in future. But that's it about the science, other than it says formulated for results. Our products are developed with cutting-edge research and the highest quality ingredients. Every formula is designed to support your health and wellness goals naturally. Learn more. And then I have to come here and I have to put in information. And then all it does is it gives me the mission. All right. And then it says our products are developed with cutting-edge research and the highest quality ingredients. Every formula is designed to support your health and wellness goals naturally, with full transparency in our sourcing and manufacturing. And I am like, where is this transparent? I don't see any information about their manufacturing or sourcing or nothing, okay? And then business opportunity, right? It's like, if you want to share them with others, don't worry. We have multiple income streams and bonuses. And that's pretty much it, all right? That's it for formulated for results, okay? Down here, in this little small itty-bitty print right here, it says, Trunori products are dietary supplements and are intended to support a healthy diet and lifestyle. Any statements made regarding Trunori products at this website have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Trunori products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Any claim that a Trunori product is intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease has not been authorized by Trunori Scientific LLC. Alrighty. And then we would go to shop in order to see all of this amazing information, in which it says, science meets intention. Premium wellness supplements crafted with research-backed formulas. Every product designed to elevate your daily ritual. All right. And I go to shop now. It just brings me right down here too. Formulated for results are products. Now, they have things like the ProPara, True Body Protein. And it's a lot of like, it's a protein powder, you know, Protone. And the prices are over $100, guys. All right, this is U.S. prices. U.S. prices. $119.99 U.S. That's per, how many things do you get? 60 capsules, right? So that's pretty much per month. The Scentsy reps now pushing this crap is comical. They sound like idiots. That's right. Not in this economy. That's right. I know. Isn't that insane? Then, of course, they have their 10 magazines for $69.99. All right? One of them is $8 for a Momentum magazine of theirs. All right? The Pro Bundle is $239.99. Then you get the Partner Pro Bundle, $444.99, which that's what they want you to use as like a starter kit. They push you to get that. And then there's the True Body Bundle, which is $349.99. And those are basically like the Pro Bundle is like the small starter kit. And then these are like the ones that they really push you to get, as I'm sure you're aware of. Right? So now let's just take a look-see at the ProPara so that we can view the details. All right, so here it is. Here's one. They're all pretty much the same sort of thing. What's a magazine? I know, right? You need them for them home parties when you're in an MLM. Gotta have the home parties, of course, you know? Like, the prices of this shit is ridiculous, first of all. And then it says that this is a daily dietary supplement formulated to support metabolic health, sustained energy, antioxidant activity, and overall wellness. Like, thanks. Really specific. Thank you so much. Designed to complement the body's natural metabolic processes. Cool. My body should just be doing that, though, but thank you. ProPara supports energy, focus, mental clarity, which is pretty much a health claim, by the way, while providing antioxidant and immune support, which is also pretty much a health claim, through thoughtfully selected ingredients. Thanks, Susan. Can you tell me what they are? Individuals report feeling appetite support, more energized, focused, and supported in their daily routines. ProPara is built for long-term use, prioritizing metabolic support and overall wellness without stimulants or extremes, making it an easy, sustainable addition to a daily health routine. Right? Right? And then it's just like science-backed, research-driven formulas, but I can't click on it. Can't click on that. Lab-tested ingredients. Can't show me the labs, though. At least they have fast shipping, I guess. So now let's just take a little look at the supplement facts. Here be the supplement facts. Are they selling Wagyu beef jerky for $880 USD? Not like an Agic. Right? It's an Agic that's doing that. Isn't it? Anyway, they have this Trunori ProPara supplement facts. All right, so one serving, like I said, is 2 capsules. This says servings per container is 30, but I thought it said 60 on the thing anyway. They don't even know. 60 capsules, servings per container, 30. It literally says 60 here and then 30 there. So I guess it's 30 since you're taking 2, right, at a time. So it's 30 servings. Like, so once a month you have to buy these for $119.99 US. All right, take it in the morning. Use consistently with proper hydration and nutrition. Mm-hmm. Now, look at these amazing ingredients that they have. Aren't they amazing? Just check them out. You gotta love it. So this supplement is essentially a thermogenic metabolism booster built from plant extracts and mild stimulants. The label looks scientific, but the most important thing to understand is that none of these ingredients or claims have been evaluated by the FDA. And the product uses a proprietary blend, our favorite, which means you cannot know the exact amounts of each stimulant inside. The formula combines grains of paradise, 80 milligrams, and green coffee bean extract, 150 milligrams, both commonly used in fat-burning supplements. So this one, they're all like, it'll help you lose weight, you know? Sam says it will be tested on animals for sure. Lord. These are generally tolerated by healthy adults, but they can still cause jitteriness or stomach upset in people sensitive to stimulants, something that MLM hunts may not tell you, by the way. The biggest unknown here is the EBGE 700 proprietary blend. There's 270 milligrams of that, which includes guarana and green tea extract. Both are natural sources of caffeine. Because the company does not disclose how much of each ingredient is inside, it's impossible to know the actual stimulant load or whether the amounts are balanced or excessive. Most of the berry extracts here, elderberry and etc., are harmless on their own. But they don't offset the uncertainty created by the proprietary blend. Concentrated green tea extracts has been linked to rare cases of liver stress, and guarana can significantly increase caffeine exposure without being labeled as such. For someone with heart issues, anxiety, high blood pressure, or sensitivity to stimulants, this could really be a big concern. In short, nothing on the label is inherently dangerous, but the lack of transparency, unknown caffeine content, and absence of FDA evaluation mean it should be approached with caution. Anyone with medical conditions or who takes medications should check with a healthcare professional before using it, because supplements like this can interact with health conditions in ways that aren't obvious from the label. And when you have MLM hunts handing out these things like they're candy, you know, it's just a little bit worrisome. They might not tell you to go and check with your doctor as much as we would, you know, technically like them to, if you get what I'm saying. So, these amazing, wonderful, fabulous products here. Officially, Trunori cannot claim that its products treat or cure any medical condition. The law is clear that dietary supplements cannot be marketed as medicine. But in MLMs, the most powerful claims never come from the corporate website. They come from the field. Representatives often share personal stories about improved mood, weight loss, hormone balance, sleep inflammation, or chronic conditions. These testimonials are framed as personal experiences, but they function as medical claims in disguise. They create the impression that the products have therapeutic effects without the company having to say so directly. This pattern is so common that the FDA and FTC have repeatedly issued warnings to MLMs for allowing reps to make illegal disease claims. Even when companies tell distributors not to do it, the incentive structure rewards those who share dramatic stories. Trunori's feel it fast, see it fast messaging is primed for exactly this kind of testimony culture. When a product promises noticeable effects within minutes or days, reps are encouraged, implicitly or explicitly, to attribute any change in mood, appetite, energy, or sleep to the supplement. That's how medical claims spread without ever appearing on the official website. So on the website, they provide no publicly available third-party testing, no transparent ingredient breakdowns, for real, and no real clinical data. The science here is actually quite laughable. Like I said, where is the science? You go to the privacy policy, that's not really telling us anything about science. Returns, no. Let's check out a couple more of these products, I guess, see if they tell us. What's this? True Body Protein Supplement Facts. It's just another PDF here. Just another one. Chocolate milkshake flavor. Look at that. Great tasting protein with no artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners. But then it says here, warning, if you have any health conditions, are pregnant, breastfeeding, or taking medication, ask a physician prior to use. Keep out of reach of small children. So I'm a little bit worried, And once again, it just kind of lists things here. It's 24 grams of protein, sweetened with stevia. No artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners. It says it's 75% protein, but we don't really have any amounts. So that's a little bit worrisome, And it's the same with the premium whey protein. So, it doesn't say anything different really, other than it's vanilla milkshake, One bottle increased the size of Sally's tiny dinger. That's right. So the science is actually really laughable. I can't even really say that there's science on here. They're all oh, we like science. And I'm cool. Is there any science? All right. Research driven. Every formula backed by clinical studies and real science. I can't click there. Premium quality, lab tested ingredients from trusted, sustainable sources. Can't click there. Community first, built on heart, rooted in wellness, powered by people. Also cannot click there. If they made it so that I could click on this and then see the testing, then I might be able to say that it is transparent, But yeah, I would say that they provide no publicly available third-party testing. There's no real transparent ingredient breakdowns and no real clinical data. The products are sus. I wouldn't trust taking any of these, but to each their own, I guess. So now I just want to step away from the website for a little bit. And I would just like to take a moment to take a look at the psychology of the founders, if you will. I already introduced you to them quite a lot at the beginning of this, but I thought it would be important if, I just kind of introduced you to them again. Real science, we had a third grader make a baking soda volcano, right? I know, it's fucking ridiculous, dude. So this is the Trunori Facebook. It doesn't have any extra science. They keep saying science-backed wellness, but I don't see any. It's just like you can't out supplement poor sleep. Make sure you get 6 hours of sleep, drink lots of water. Movement is medicine. You know, like it's pretty standard stuff. Trunori exists because we believed people deserved better products, better support, a real community rooted in science. There's that word again. And heart. And heart. What do we think about companies built with heart? Packages are hitting doorsteps, and the messages are coming in. We're emotional about it. To everyone experiencing us for the first time, thank you for trusting us. You have no idea what that means. This is just the beginning. And then, like, it looks like pills. You see what I mean? And then they're like, look, we have results. 2 weeks, minus 10 inches. So, like, in 2 weeks, minus 10 inches. All right, these are technically illegal medical claims, and they should be reported as such. You know what I mean? So that's some worrisome stuff. The entire Facebook is filled with it. Just look up Trunori on Facebook, and like you'll be met with a whole bunch of it. Also, if you look on Facebook, you'll again find Chris Collins. Ooh, mystery pills. We go into a rave? That would be a lot more fun. You know, we're not doing anything fun like that here. You're just going to take these pills and then end up with a lot of diarrhea and spend your night on the toilet. You know what I mean? Not as fun. Not as fun. So Chris Collins' Facebook is full of posts where he's talking about breaking MLM records, you know, how everything's going to change people's lives. I'm not going to read all of these posts, but, you know, he does a lot of long form posts as well about when they first launched Trunori and, you know, how excited he is about it and how they always knew that they were going to run their own company. And if you want to pause this to read or come back later and read it, go ahead. You'll hate me if I just sat here and read it to you. But he also does a lot of posts that are like, listen, when you get haters, both publicly or directly, that means you're doing it right. So, you know, they're pretty typical health and wellness coaching MLM couple. Everybody's jealous of us, and we have the most innovative new company that's doing it better than all of the other companies in the industry. He, of course, shares a lot of the products and makes some really bad dad jokes, that kind of thing. It's Friday night, and I'm just curious. If you haven't tried Trunori yet, why not? Don't be shy. You know, a lot of cringe posting. And another thing that they like to share is other people's results, of course, because it wouldn't be a health and wellness MLM company if they weren't sharing results. This is Christie's results here. And as you can see, they do a lot of the before and after pic thing. I do have to say, though, in comparison to a lot of the other MLMs, they're a little better at it. We can still kind of tell it looks like two different people. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like the first picture is a girl that has kind of blondish hair, and then the next two pictures is somebody with darker hair. But anyway, you know, I'm not saying they're fake. I got no real proof it's fake. But just a lot of like, we lost inches within only a month. Remember, they've only really been going for like a month. So all these results coming out and all these people ranking that they're talking about in these posts that I'm showing you right now, all of that's happened within like a month. Danielle, very, very similar. Very similar. So, of course, a lot of this is me and Chris, and this is our company. Look at us. We're all tatted up and alternative and cool. Which I'll admit, if they weren't an MLM, totally my type of people, I would probably hang out with them. I think she's gorgeous. Makes me sad when I see people like them, you know, doing this. Instead of going and doing something like, guys, go be tattoo artists. I'd support you. I'd share your shit out. Or like something where you're an actual entrepreneur instead of running an MLM company and stepping on other people. But, she does talk a lot about how she has been really, really getting challenged about her body. She has a lot of body dysmorphia that she does talk about on her page. Not really sure why. Like I said, the girl is fucking gorgeous. That's not anything that I think she needs to worry about. But, she claims that these are her results. And these are results that got shared when she was in MPG as well. So just as you can see, this is from November 2025 and before. So just keep that in mind, because she also shares them now as Trunori results. Of course, she does a lot of like, we're unstoppable and we have nothing to fear sort of posts going into starting this company. It was a lot of MPG really hurt us, and the people there ended up being really bad, but we're really strong and resilient, and we're going to come back stronger than ever. Oh yeah, boom! Here's our MLM that we're starting, that kind of thing. So you can see here a lot about haters. Again, like I said, very much into haters. I used to take hateful words personally. Now I just pray for the hearts they came from. You never know what someone is walking through or what kind of wounds shape their reactions. If you're dealing with people who speak from anger, bitterness, or misunderstanding, don't let it harden you. Pray for them. Also pray for those of us who are speaking out as consumer advocates, who are worried about the consumers and distributors in this scam. Pray that they find peace. Pray that their hearts are restored. Pray that they love so deeply it transforms the way they see the world. Because at the end of the day, love heals what hate can't touch. Heart. That kind of thing. Here's more of it about how you got to keep going, keep choosing peace. We're better than all of you kind of thing. A lot of selfies that she posted up. And like I said, beautiful woman. Such a shame. Here she is. She ends up posting a picture of, I believe it's her daughter. So I have taken that out, where she's talking about doing their very first public Trunori Zoom. That was on December 22nd of 2025, as you can see. And then they're doing a lot of like, yeah, we're hashtag boss babe, hashtag business owner, hashtag CEOs. But like, we're not like the other CEOs. We're quirky and fun. And look at this. My favorite thing about Chris and I taking on a different role in the industry is this. We pulled out a sports coat and blazer for our call, and that's where they stayed for the duration of the call. You already know we were both in sweats and a hoodie. We are who we are. Shoot me. So yeah, a lot of that going on. A lot of blessed, as you would expect from an MLM Utah couple, of course. Now, here they are getting the sign, and it was a little confusing because it said, who sent this? And I'm like, did somebody else send you a business sign? Did you order that yourself? I couldn't find any more information, so if you have any information on that, do let me know. I'm interested, okay? A lot of like, thank you, God. There's a lot of faith manipulation here. I don't have enough information as of right now to tell you what religion they are in. I cannot tell you if they are Mormon or if this is a Mormon-run company like Scentsy. But stay tuned, and when I find out, I might let you know if it has anything to do with it. Of course, similarly with Scentsy, if they are a Mormon-based company, that means that they are going to be forced to tithe 10% of their earnings of the company to the LDS Church. If that is something that you do not want to support, if you are aware if they are Mormon, then, just be aware that that is something that they do. The MLMs don't let you know that that is part of it. If they are run by people in these religions that tithe, they do have to tithe part of the business, which means part of your money. As a consumer, you have the right to know where your money's going, right? And if you don't support cults and you don't want your money going to that, you have the right to know. So just, keep that in the back of your mind. They are in Utah in the Bible Belt. And there's a lot of faith manipulation going on. So, just keep it in mind. Skinny does not equal healthy, which I do have to say I am a little bit like, well, I guess there could be more harmful messages, but Still not great, a lot of like fake body positivity posts, because then they're also like, take this thing to lose weight, ladies. So mixed messages there, as always, with the health and wellness companies. This is her first post, really showing off the love of the products. Here she is, just giving it a kiss. Trunori, who's excited for tomorrow? This was posted on January 25th, which was right before their launch. And a lot of like, look at me, I'm a boss babe. In cartoon AI, gotta love that. And she talks a lot about taking her Propera, which is the product that we checked out. So as you can see, she took 2 today, which is how many you're supposed to take. So good for you, Danielle. Great job. You took your products as prescribed. Oh, wait, not a drug. Might want to change some of the language on the website. Here we have, make sure you take your before photos 30 days from now. You'll be so glad you did, because that's like a lot of the culture here is doing those testimonials and then posting them up and saying, look at me, I lost 300 pounds in a month. And you can too. And it's crazy claims. A lot of the times, the amount of weight that they're losing in such little time is very, very dangerous. I do not recommend. As somebody that went from being 300 pounds to going back down to 120 pounds after my pregnancy, I took 2 years to lose that weight in a slow, healthy way. And I recommend doing it that way without all of these products instead. Their first payday was February 17th. And this is what I mean. When I say they've only been going for a month, it is right now March 16th. They've been going for like a month, okay? Their first payday was almost exactly a month ago from tomorrow, And then, of course, this is when they were like, we paid out the $500,000, blah, blah, blah. We're so great. Hey, salami. So they claim that they broke industry records. I have not yet checked to see if that is an industry record. I am in the process of trying to figure out how to even figure that out. So I don't know how they did, is my point. All right. I've been speaking out about these things since 2019, and I'm over here like, well, where do you guys keep industry records? Like at the DSA? Is that even something that we can pull and look at? But we'll see. I'll let you know. And then here they go. The results coming in are blowing even my mind. True Crew, drop your results. Breaking that word on purpose. So a lot of cringe posts kind of thing, right? A lot of them making out, which you're welcome. If I had to see it, then so do you. And of course, them posting up their team. Now, I want to remind you that this is another situation where they had a team already from MPG that they then brought over into Trunori. So it looks like this company is super duper successful with all of these distributors joining right away, right? But you have to keep that in mind. They nowhere tell you this. I found out this information by going all the way back on their Facebook posts and seeing it. But it's pretty manipulative, just like Megan with the Vibe and the iGenius stuff, right? It's manipulative to come from another company with a giant team and join a company pretending like you just recruited all these people, or start your own company and pretend like everyone's flocking to it because your products are so great. Not because they already feel obligated to you and they want to follow you to your new team. You know what I'm saying? So just, again, something to keep in mind that they're not being very transparent about. Otherwise, they would be like, we left another MLM company and then decided to start this one. But they don't really mention it after like December on their Facebook, Of course, they do a lot of like photo shoots and posting pictures together. Again, MLM couples will do MLM coupley things. And then there's a lot of Danielle going like, I am the most moral networker on the whole internet. And everyone should listen to me because I'm extremely ethical and I'm here to do things better than everyone else. And it's a little bit cringe. Like, she comes on all like, listen here, all of my fellow entrepreneurs, this is really how you should be doing things. And I'm like, slow down, Danielle. Okay, you've only owned a company for like 2 months. Like, you know, it's a little bit much, but stay sharp, stay open, and stay growing, I guess. And then there is the chemtrails. I don't know what you want to do with this information. I just felt like it was important to just kind of plop it right here. You know, just in case you're wondering what type of people they are, maybe this might shed some light. You know, but the chemtrails were bad on these days. And of course, thumbs down if you're not having fun. And Danielle, when I saw that, I was not having fun. Okay, so no more of that with the chemtrail stuff. But that is a pretty good insight into who they are as people, if you will. You know, if you can kind of sum it up like that, you know? There's a lot of emotional manipulation taking place here, if you didn't notice. My chemtrails, exactly. I heart chemtrails, right? I was like, oh, for fuck's sakes, when I saw that. But I thought you would appreciate that, Joe. We do talk a lot here about that kind of thing. It is a belief system. Here on my channel, we look at all of the weird belief systems and why people believe the things that they do. And, you know, thumbs up for chemtrails. Yes, everybody, thumbs up the stream for chemtrails. So as you guys know, there's a lot of emotional manipulation that is following a predictable pattern here, believe it or not. As I go through all of their posts and all of the website and all of the Trunori Facebook posts, you know, I see a predictable pattern. First, they push this. Let me learn how to read first. It must have been those chemtrails. First, they position themselves as the ethical alternative. Danielle speaks about fixing the industry, doing the right thing when no one is watching, and rewarding service, not hype. This frames Trunori as morally superior to other MLMs, even though it uses the same compensation structure and recruitment model, which we'll get to in a moment, don't worry. Second, they sell belonging. Their posts are saturated with language about family, pictures of them and their children, language about community, and unconditional acceptance. Every single person belongs, and we're building something family-like, as they post up their whole family on social media publicly. For people leaving Scentsy or other MLMs feeling abandoned or ashamed, this is a powerful hook, especially since Scentsy is very much a family-based MLM. So, you know, if you're leaving Scentsy and you're thinking, I want to be in something that is really about family, Trunori might be the next shiny object. You know? So there's that. Third, they offer redemption. Chris's posts speak directly to people who have been hurt by the industry, promising that Trunori is a place where they can dream again and believe one last time. This is not accidental. It's targeted messaging aimed at vulnerable recruits who are primed to hope that this time will be different. Vulnerable recruits like people leaving Scentsy. Finally, they manufacture urgency. Chris's claims, along with Danielle's claims, that Trunori paid nearly $500,000 in commissions in just 11 days is a textbook FOMO tactic. We're breaking records, you know? It's not a transparent financial disclosure. It's a recruitment tool designed to make people feel like they're missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Together, these tactics create a psychological environment where skepticism feels disloyal, caution feels negative. only toxic positivity. You know, that's the only thing allowed. And joining feels like a moral and emotional choice rather than a financial one. To better understand the compensation plan and Trunori as a whole, I have a video that I want to watch where a rep explains to us the entire business, including the compensation plan. I think this is important to include because it allows us to see how this MLM opportunity is marketed, you know, by the other reps other than these guys, and it gives us more information on the structure of the business. If you are watching this live stream right now, and you have also been watching Sandy's coverage of the amazing Scentsy and Trunori stuff going on, then you have a really, really, really good view on what this company is and what they are all about. If you have not been watching Sandy's latest few videos on the Scentsy Trunori stuff, I recommend watching them after you watch this live stream. And then, you know, you'll be an expert at that point. You know what I mean? So, again, I got this video, and I think that we should really give it a look because it gives us really great insight.
If you searched up Trunori opportunity, you are in the right spot. My name is...
Woo! Yeah, we're in the right spot. Let's go. Thumbs up for chemtrails and for being in the right spot. All right, we're going to try to listen to this. I did speed it up a little bit. It's only 12 minutes, but allegedly it's explaining the whole thing, he says.
Mick Karshner. I'm a brand partner at Trunori, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to be going over the Trunori opportunity. And let's start off with Trunori corporate and our mission here at Trunori. So Trunori is co-founded by Chris and Danielle Collins and Trey King and team, who is the formulator and the scientific team behind Trunori. And also must mention that the Sheffield Group is a consulting firm well known in the network marketing industry around the world, and they are also part of this leadership team. And Trunori is built on a shared vision. We believe that everyone deserves a fair shot, a supportive team, and a place that feels like family. Trunori is also 100% debt-free right out of the gate, and there are no investors involved. So let's talk about Trunori testimonials on these products. Now, keep in mind that currently at the time of recording this video, there's only been around 40 to 50 beta testers who have tried the Trunori products so far. And the results coming in from the beta testers have been pretty unanimous, with lots of people reporting energy, focus, clarity, good mood, a euphoric feeling, quieted food noises in their head, less food cravings, just an overall great feeling of well-being where they feel like they could attack anything the day throws at them. And this all happens within 30 minutes of consuming one of these Propara capsules. Justin and Lauren were two of the beta testers. You can see with Lauren, the puffiness and the inflammation is already down. And just keep in mind, the beta testers only got 14 capsules.
So also, this is their testing, and that's not really proper testing. But you know, I could sit here and talk all day about how to properly test this and how to properly do it, but I'm sure you guys are well aware now how you are supposed to test these products. Also, pay attention to the language being used on the screen here. You know, when you're constantly tired, feels like you're never fully awake. Over the last 5 days, I truly felt awake, clear-headed, energized, and present. And added energy, no crash, and all of that kind of thing. It's just, you know, it's just on the line of medical claims.
So it's not like they've been on these products for a long time. For instance, Annette had 11 Propara capsules that she used. She gave 3 away because she was nice, shared them with some friends. But you can see, the visible results so quickly just within a 6-day span for Kaylee. I mean, it's very noticeable. So the product Propara is really delivering, and it's delivering fast.
And it's delivering a ridiculous amount. Like, this is worrisome.
And that type of a product in network marketing is like a dream come true. It really is a product you can hand someone a capsule, they can take it with some water, and in less than 30 minutes, they're going to go, whoa, what is in that stuff and how do I get more? So let's talk a little bit about the community and the resources here at Trunori. Currently, there's less than 1,000 active brand partners. So let's talk about being early. It is very, very, very early. This is a brand new company just now starting. It's fun. We're having a blast. It's an awesome community. Collaboration here is at an all-time high with field leaders all chipping in and building together, helping each other, collaborating with daily trainings for the entire Trunori family. And we've also got a testimony group that's going to be full of product testimonials from product users. So here at Trunori, it's one team, one dream. We're a united team.
One team, one dream. Never heard that before. Also, what if I told you, sir, that I have a list of 100 companies that claim that they also have a magic pill that you can take with water and it shows results within 30 days? I'm like, do you know how many health and wellness MLMs have this? Also, these 1,000 active brand partners, did they all come from MPG and Scentsy or
building this thing together? Let's get into the Trunori products a little bit here. There's 3 products, Propara, Proton, and TrueBody. And that's nice. It's simple. It's clean. There's not a gigantic catalog full of stuff you have to try and remember. And Propara is the first one we want to start with. It's got an ingredient called EBG 700, which attacks that visceral fat, the subcutaneous fat. It burns. It, like I said, the early beta testers all reported just feeling really good, in a good mood, energetic, focus, clarity, just kind of a giddy, happy, euphoric feeling. And the product, being that it happens in 30 minutes or less of consuming the capsule, it is like the perfect product for sharing and sampling with people because it's instant impact. It's not like if we had a multivitamin, you're going to take it, it's good for you from what the ingredients say that's in it, but you're not going to actually feel it. So it's kind of hard. You just have to have faith that it's working inside of you. Propara, within 30 minutes or less, boom, you feel that warm, euphoric wave come over your body and things just feel better. And then Proton, this product has been in research and development for 30 years, and it's just now coming to market. It's got an ingredient called mescaline in it, and this product can't be bought anywhere in the world. It can't be bought on Amazon, can't be bought on Walmart. It can only be bought from a brand partner, so we have the exclusive rights to the product, and it's a muscle preservation product. So the 3 main demographics Proton targets are people over 40 who are losing lean muscle just from aging, just from getting older. It's a part of
musclin, they claim.
life. When you lose muscle, you start to lose balance, you start to fall down and break hips and all those things that we hear about with elderly people. So this is going to be huge for the baby boomers. It's also going to be huge for anyone taking a GLP-1. If you read the news and look on the internet, GLP-1 is all over the place. It's a trend right now. But what they don't talk a lot about in GLP-1, and it's a fact, that people using it lose up to 20 to 40% of their lean muscle mass, which is not good. So enter Proton. A person that's using that stuff can get on Proton and retain their muscle. Really important. And then we can't leave out the gym crowd, the bodybuilders, the iron pumpers, man, the people that are out there just tearing it up in the gyms. This product is going to be a home run for that crowd as well. And then TrueBody Protein. This is a chocolate or vanilla, high quality cold press whey with not very much sugar or calories in it. This is going to be a staple too that complements the other 2 products. And they're all clinically studied, derived from plants, scientifically formulated. And of course, Trunori products come with a money-back guarantee. Let's talk a little bit about ways to earn. There's 12 ways to earn in the inverted compensation plan here at Trunori, and it promotes layered leadership in this plan, which that's because of placement. We can place people into our organization and help other people in our organization. And it also creates layered leadership where you have your sponsor, you have the person that they place you under is another leader that you can work with. And so it just layers leadership all the way up. And the whole compensation structure at the Trunori opportunity, it's all based around 3. as you see on this slide. E1, you see 3 of them, then you see 3 again. Customers, you see 3. Everything is focused on the power of 3 in the Trunori compensation plan. So let's talk
The power of 3, of course.
about the 10-day sprint. This is designed for a person to come in as a brand partner and get in and out of the starting blocks fast and make some good.
I love layered leadership. That's a new way of saying pyramid scheme, I guess.
Money and commissions right out of the gate. So in the 10-day sprint bonus, every time a brand partner brings in 3 new brand partners that buy an enrollment kit, they're going to get double their first order bundle bonuses. Double.
Wow. Right?
So every time 3 come in, that doubles the bonuses again, just like you see in this image. And on top of that, you're earning whatever other commissions as far as when you look at the customers, you earn commissions every time you refer a customer acquisition. So in this image on the right, you see 5 customers. You're going to earn a commission every time those customers place a product order. But when you do it in the 10-day sprint, every time you get 3 customers who place an order, you get a $200 bonus on top of the commissions you already made. And you can do that as many times as you want.
I love how they have 3 products, but then 12 different ways to earn. That just goes to show you what they're really concentrating on here,
During your 10-day sprint. And keep in mind, your 10-day sprint is one time when you first join. But every time you bring in a brand partner, that starts their 10-day sprint. And these bonuses that you see over here on the E1s, where you can double up on the bonuses, those pay up 3. So if you enroll a brand partner, you get a bonus. The person that enrolled you gets a bonus, and the person that enrolled them gets a bonus.
You get a bonus, and you get a bonus, and you get a bonus. Everyone gets a bonus. I'm bonus Oprah. Like, fuck off, So an incentive to recruit more. Exactly. Everything here is just about recruitment. And in order to rank up, you got to recruit. It's ridiculous.
So this is going to be going on all of the time in your organization, whether it's your first 10 days or a year from now when you bring in the new brand partner.
Sure.
Once again, 3 and free. We're back to 3, the power of 3. So Trunori.
It's so weird because usually they're like, get 2 people. That's been the new thing, right? Is get 2 people to get 2 people to get 2 people. I haven't heard get 3 people in quite a while. It's pretty typical of MLMs. Like, this is a pretty typical MLM business model. But I'm just kind of surprised to hear 3 right now. LuLaRoe all over again. Yes, well, they all are. They're all LuLaRoe with different products. Every single one of these multi-level marketing schemes. And they all end the same way. Unfortunately, with people in complete financial ruin, families split apart, friendships over. But, apparently that's all fine. They're legal, so,
Trunori's compensation plan has a 3 and free where you can earn credits and get your next month's order free. How does it work? Anytime during the calendar month, when you get 3 customers, you can get free credits to use towards your next month's order. So what happens if you get 10 customers? Well, they would take the top 3 highest orders out of your 10 customers, add those up, divide it by 3, and that is the amount of credits you would get the following month on your order that you place.
This is so that they have guaranteed customers so that they can be like, no, look, we are actually all about the product. See, we tell them to have 3 customers each, so that they can get free stuff. See? So look at us. We're really, really ethical. We got a lot of integrity, But it's really just a trick. I mean, they all have their loyalty programs, and they all have bonuses when you get a certain amount of customers or a certain amount of PRV. All just little different tricks and different ways of basically paying you to recruit is what it is. It's all loopholes to pay you to recruit without actually writing you a check to recruit.
So free is good, you guys. I think every person should go for this every month and just have free product. So let's talk about a really unique bonus in one of the 12 different ways to earn. It's called the customer holiday bonus. We just came out of the holidays and November is going to be here before we know it. Black Friday is going to be hitting. So the customer holiday bonus is something very unique to Trunori. And what it is there's shares that you can earn all year long. And then the pay period, we get paid every week at Trunori. It's weekly pay. The pay period right before Black Friday, this bonus hits.
Awesome. Weekly pays, they've also showed, are worse than bi-weekly. Apparently, people have a harder time, budgeting their finances. They've done studies on this. So I always hate when the MLMs are like, we pay weekly. I'm like, I know you think that's a good thing, and it sounds like it should be a good thing, but apparently it's not really a good thing. Paying monthly also sucks too.
Annually, once a year, and it's based off of shares from customer acquisition. So during a calendar month, if you bring in 3 customers, you get 1 share, just like you see on the slide. What happens when you bring in the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, the 7th? You get a share every time after 3 for every customer you refer every month. So in this example, this person would get 5 shares. Now, next month, when these 7 customers, if they order again, you would get 7 shares into this pool. So there's going to be some people that are very pleasantly surprised this coming November, right before Christmas, when they're going to get an additional bonus. Some of us are probably even going to forget about it until November, go, whoa, right on Trunori, right before I needed to go Christmas shopping. So that's a beautiful thing. And let's talk about the 3x3 bonus. This is another bonus that can be earned unlimited amount of times. And it's the structure you see over here on your left. 1, 2, 3 brand partner enrollments that got a kit. If you do this and those 3 help them get through.
Yeah, of course, because you got to buy a kit if you enroll, right? Yep, a lot of workplaces pay weekly. And they did a study on it, and they said the worst ways to get paid is weekly and monthly. And apparently the best way and the easiest way that people could budget money is if they get paid bi-weekly. I don't know, that's just the studies that they did on workplaces. That they look into all those things. I read a whole bunch of these random studies since I'm on here talking about this kind of stuff all the time. And that was just something that always stuck with me, is I was like, that kind of does make sense when you think about it. For some people, maybe it is easier to be weekly. But based on the giant study that they did about it, I'll try and find it and post it up.
You get an extra $500 bonus on top of all of the other earnings.
An extra $500 bonus. Because the company just has endless money to be paying you all these bonuses
that you got from this right here. And this has got to be completed in a rolling 30-day period. You can do it as many times as you want to, over and over and over again as you bring in new partners.
Right, it's like a sideways pyramid.
Okay, we talked about how to join with an enrollment kit as a brand partner, and these are the 3 enrollment kit options that a person has. And keep in mind in the Trunori opportunity that the only time...
Oh, these are even worse. Oh my God, these are even worse than the ones that are on the website. The Ignite kit is $179.99. Elevate kit, $499.99. And a Legacy kit is $999.99. You're only saving like $30 when you get that. Wow. Wow, that's shit. Shit. Lord. Oh my Lord. I don't know. This video is from a month ago, so maybe they changed it to the ones that are on the website because they realized nobody wanted to pay $1,000. But Jesus Christ, like, I don't even want to pay $180 for this. It's a lot. And you're only getting one pro bundle and one magazine. One magazine. Just one. Like, oh, it's such shit. I hate it.
Time a commission is earned is when a product is sold.
And like after being in Scentsy, like you get a lot more in your kits with Scentsy. So like I feel like if I was with Scentsy and then I came here, I would be really disappointed by this. So those people that are in Scentsy that are join this now and you're promoting this to your people. How you guys doing? Like how you feel about this? Ugh.
There is no pay to play. There is no recruiting bonuses. The only time a bonus is earned is when a product is sold. And so any of these three kits activates a person as a brand partner. There is no pay to play, meaning you better get the big kit if you want to make the most money. That does not apply here at Trunori. None of that nonsense is here. You get...
No, but instead there's always a lot of them. Like, okay, here's the thing. Your upline gets a commission off of the kit you buy. So when they're all like, hey, come join my team today, and they're doing the pitch, right? And you go to look at the kits, they do throw in a little bit of like you probably want to get the Elevate kit or the Legacy kit. They come with more products and magazines. And the whole thing about MLMs is that they're very much based on attraction marketing, which means you're using all of the products and then you're talking about how the results are wonderful for you. That's why they do all these testimonials and before and after pictures and all that shit, right? So there is this culture of the bigger kits are a better idea for your business because then you can give away a couple of the products and that will hook people in and then they'll start buying them off of you, therefore helping your business. Or you have a few months worth where you can now use those products. You don't have to worry about getting an auto ship for a few months. And you can do the whole attraction marketing thing. And then hopefully you're told that by the time the products are used up from the kit, you'll be making enough money that you'll be getting free stuff, right? And that's kind of the incentive there for the larger kits. So yeah, although there's nothing in any of the MLMs that is like, oh, if you buy a larger kit, then you get a better position or anything like that, there is in all of the MLMs, the upline makes commission off of what kit they sell. And the culture is, hey, buy the bigger, more expensive one because it will help your business. So you can say that all you want, sir, but I've been here for way too long, not to mention been in 2 of these myself. So I know how it is. And like, okay, so the company doesn't give more incentive to buy the bigger kit. Great. But we all know what they're being told before they join, right? He literally went over a bonus for recruiting 3 people. Right. And it's also for customers. Like, that's the thing, is that they say, oh, well, you don't get bonuses and you don't get paid for recruiting people. Oh, but by the way, there is this fast start bonus. Every single MLM has a fast start bonus, which is when you have to sign up your first 2 or 3 people within your first month of enrolling, which he definitely discussed here, right? So it's like, yeah, okay. Sure, you're not being like, I will pay you if you recruit 3 people. I'll write you a check for recruiting them. Yeah, those aren't the words used. Yeah, sure, it's not in the business plan that you do that or whatever, right? But at the same time, there is a fast track bonus for recruiting people in. And the more you do, the more money you make and the quicker you rank up, which then opens up more bonuses and higher pay for you. Because usually when you get about halfway up the MLM, then you also get a pay increase in the commission you get. So see, it's like, oh, but then there's all these incentives to recruit people and money that you make for recruiting. Like it's all just, they're just mind fucking you and the regulators. And people like me, they think they can trick us by changing language around. And I'm like, nah. I see right through you. I know what you're doing here. So don't fall for that shit.
In where you fit in. You get what kit fits you. Now, one thing I want to talk about on the kits, notice the savings, $87 savings, $519 savings, and over $1,000 in savings on the legacy kit. These are very deeply.
Yeah, not really though. Like, not really. Especially like, okay, so you say that after the first month, if I sign up to 3 people, I get 3 customers, then my second month product is free. So if I buy the legacy kit, I'm buying all of those products. Technically, if you were smart, you would get the Ignite kit if you actually believed in what they promise you. You know what I mean? Then you're only paying for those products right there. 1 magazine. What the fuck is a magazine, right? Who needs magazines? And then apparently, according to their system here, the future products that you will need will be free. So like, to me, you're not saving shit. You're really not saving anything at all. It's just like, hey, buy more.
Discounted enrollment starter kits. And so these are only offered one time at the time of enrollment. Why? Well, the company would go broke if they had these.
FOMO! The company wouldn't go broke. They wouldn't go broke because it's not like you're ever going to be like, we have handed out too many of these. It's just you need FOMO.
50% off all the time. So when a person enrolls, you need to decide, what type of kit you want to get. If you're going to be a person doing a lot of, in your local market, sampling and getting people these capsules so they can feel it in 30 minutes or less on Propara, you might want to get the Elevator, the Legacy, so you got extra product for sampling. If you're not.
See? Then you might want to get this one so you have extra product for sampling. And like, you're also told, like, think of your business. That's how you'll get people into your business. So if you're looking at this and you have these people in your ear, then you're thinking, okay, I do need to get one of the pricier kits that for my business. Hashtag boss babe.
Not going to do any of that. Get the Ignite kit. Get whatever fits you. But keep in mind this.
Get whatever fits you, but you definitely want to get the one with the most products that's most expensive. But you can get whichever one fits you. It's just if you do want to hand out product, get the bigger kits. And if you want to be good in your business, get the bigger kits. Just say it.
50% discount on this one and this one. That's available one time at the time that you enroll when you first get started. And this is where the double bonuses come in your 10-day sprint. So the Ignite kit, Elevate kit, and Legacy kit all pay a bonus to you, the enroller.
See? And now you're getting a bonus for getting the kits.
Your enroller and your enroller's enroller every single time. So every time you enroll a new brand partner, whether it's, a month from now or a year from now, this starts again. And if they get 3, they're getting double bonuses. You're getting double bonuses. Your sponsor's getting double bonuses. So
everybody's rich.
It's just a beautiful, beautiful model that rewards all of us building as a team. So,
well, that's what you all say. Chris says, connect with the person who sent you here to get your questions answered.
What you're going to want to do now, you're wondering how to join, just connect with the person who sent you this video about the Trunori opportunity, and you can get your questions answered and decide if you want to join the team.
Yeah, join their team. And for every person who reaches a leadership rank, dozens or hundreds beneath them must remain active, purchasing product each month and earning little to absolutely zero, zip, nothing, nada. This is the fundamental truth of Trunori's compensation plan. It is not designed to reward selling products to customers despite what he just said. It is designed to reward building a downline of people who buy products every month. The structure requires constant recruitment, constant purchasing of product, and constant belief. It rewards the people at the top with the money spent by the people at the bottom. And because the company has not released an income disclosure statement, recruits have no way of knowing how many people earn money, how many lose money, or how much product is sold to retail customers. And I can definitely assure you that I have gone all over this company's website looking for their alleged income disclosure statement. And I mean, they don't have one. There isn't even a little message that says, like, like people's results vary depending on whose results it is. There is nothing like that, which is really, really frustrating. I hate it here. So there is no damn income disclosure statement. That pisses me off. Trunori may present itself as a new kind of MLM, but its compensation plan is built on the same mathematics that define the industry. For a small number of people to earn large commissions, the majority must spend more than they make. The branding is modern, the language is therapeutic, and the founders speak in the vocabulary of integrity and community. But the financial structure is unchanged. It is a recruitment-driven model where the product is the opportunity itself and the real revenue comes from the people trying to climb the ladder. So what do you think so far? Would you trust this company? Do you want to join my team today? I cannot recommend this company to anyone. And not only because it's multi-level marketing or because Mr. King has a civil business litigation in his past. To sum everything up, I'm going to resort to an article I wrote about Trunori and I published over the weekend, and I will link it to you in the chat as well right now. It is brand new. It just started. It's been going for just over a month now. So, Trunori presents itself as a bold new beginning, but the company's origin story tells a different truth. Danielle and Chris Collins did not step into this venture as innovators or industry outsiders. They came directly from MPG Marketplace Global, a wellness MLM built on binary legs, recruitment-driven commissions, and supplement-based product claims. Sound familiar? Their own Facebook announcement confirms they resigned from MPG specifically to build our own network marketing company, framing Trunori not as a reinvention, but as a continuation of the same business model under a new banner. This matters because MLMs are not simply companies. They are ecosystems built on emotional pressure, recruitment dependency, and the constant promise of transformation. When leaders move from one MLM to another, they bring the same structures, the same tactics, and the same financial incentives with them. The language may shift, the branding may soften, and the product line may be repackaged, but the underlying mechanics remain unchanged. A binary compensation plan is still a binary compensation plan. A recruitment-driven model is still a recruitment-driven model. And a wellness MLM built by former wellness MLM leaders is not a fresh start, it's a replication. The Collins' transition from MPG to Trunori also highlights a pattern that is common across the industry. High-ranking distributors often leave established MLMs once they have learned the system well enough to build their own version of it. I mean, how many times have we seen this here at this point? Where they've climbed up in an MLM and then just created their own. I mean, even doTERRA came from Young Living. You know what I mean? We're not getting that income disclosure statement for a while. Probably not, right? That's part of the problem. It really is. They take the culture, the scripts, the leadership style, and the compensation logic with them, and they rebuild it in a form where they sit at the very top. This is not empowerment, it is consolidation. It ensures that the people who once relied on an upline now become the upline, with all the financial advantages that come with ownership. For consumers and potential recruits, this creates a dangerous illusion. Trunori is marketed as something new, ethical, purpose-driven, and community-focused, but its founders' own history shows that it is structurally indistinguishable from the MLM they just left. When a company is born from the same incentives, the same compensation logic, and the same leadership culture, it cannot offer a fundamentally different outcome. It can only offer a different aesthetic. And MPG is a very problematic company, I must add. And this is why I cannot recommend Trunori. Not because Danielle and Chris lack passion or ambition, but because passion and ambition do not change the mathematics of an MLM. Walking from one MLM into another does not break the cycle. It reinforces it. It ensures that the same people who once benefited from the system now benefit even more, while the people entering at the bottom face the same statistical realities that have defined the industry for decades. A new name does not make an old model safer. A new logo does not make a binary plan fair. And a new company built by former MLM leaders is not a fresh start. It is the same trap with a different door. As someone who spent years inside the industry myself, first in the health and wellness world with It Works, and later as a Scentsy consultant, I cannot, I repeat, I cannot, in good conscience, recommend that anyone join Trunori, especially if they have left Scentsy. If you have left Scentsy, do not join this company. I've lived the promises, the pressure, the emotional manipulation, and the financial strain that come with these companies. And I've watched too many good people blame themselves for systems that are designed to fail them. That's right. The system is designed to fail everybody in it, except for the 1% at the top. My concern is not with the consultants who sign up hoping for a better life. It's with the model that exploits their hope, the system. I care deeply about the people being recruited into Trunori, and I genuinely hope that all of you find opportunities that honor your time, your labor, and your worth, far outside the cycle of multi-level marketing companies. Because you deserve that, and you deserve to live a life that's yours, and keep your autonomy while you do it. And if you want more information about how MLMs take away your autonomy and how they are commercial cults, please make sure that you are subscribed. That is all that I have for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for joining me and for doing that deep dive with me. Like I said, if I find out any more information, I will let you know in future. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this thing now. That's right, it's getting added to the roster. The Collins are going up there with the Lynches and the Lanes and Randy Schroeder and all of the other people that I keep a close eye on. Ash Mufara, still looking at you. Where'd you go? When you returning? Anyway, I'm going to let you guys know in future what happens with this thing, how it's going, etc., etc. So make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already for more information on that. It is March break here this week, and therefore I am not sure how streams will be going. I will be doing my Friday with the Sayers of Nay, that's for sure, but I'm not really sure about in between here. I I might be busy over the next few days, but community tab posts will still be going up, and I might pop on if I have time. So just pay attention to the community tab, and then you won't miss anything. and make sure your notifications are on. Think about joining the members, coming and hanging out with us in the Discord. We have a lot of fun there. And I hope that all of you have a wonderful, amazing rest of your MLM Monday. Be sure to go check out the other multi-level marketing creators like you should be doing every single Monday. We use Mondays to, just kind of give support to our fellow advocates. It's hard being a consumer protection advocate out here. It's hard speaking out about these scams, about seeing pain and hurt and cult manipulation every single day. And so just go love on one by the end of the night, and I'll see you all really soon with another one. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you give this a like on your way out. I love all of your faces. Goodbye.